in our corporation and making sure that our customers' needs were met. In 1998, I ran for office. I served my first term in the Michigan House and then was successful for a second term in the Michigan House, and then ran for the Michigan Senate, and now completing my second term in the Michigan Senate. Along the way, I've developed some experiences in reforming government. We have, over the last 6 years, taken a general fund budget in the Michigan legislature from $10 billion to $6.6 billion. And we've done it largely through cuts and reforms and restructuring of government, the elimination of waste and fraud and abuse, and the shrinking of our state's workforce. I'm proud to serve with my colleagues in the Michigan Senate. We are now receiving national acclaim for the work that we've been doing in rebranding what it means to be a Republican. Happy to be here tonight and want to thank the Muskegon Community College Young Republicans for hosting the event, and Andy, you for agreeing to moderate. Thank you.
Next is Representative Heisinger, followed by Chris Larson.
Good evening. Good evening. Okay. Just checking to make sure you guys are alive. I'm halfway through. My name is Bill Heisinger, and you may be wondering, the title representative stays with you, even though I am not. I've not been in the House of Representatives for the last 2 years. I did have the pleasure to serve, but we can get into that. I wanted to explain a little bit. Who am I? I'm a husband to Natalie, a father to 5 great kids, and Natalie and Garrett are on their way here and hopefully almost here. And Garrett is my oldest son. I'm an employer and an entrepreneur. I was 19 years old when I entered into my first company as a realtor and did real estate developing. And after I graduated with my political science degree from Calvin College, I went full-time into real estate and developing, where I had the opportunity to put together multi-million-dollar deals. And it was very interesting stuff. I was actually the youngest person who had been ever elected to the Holland Board of Realtors Board of Directors. I was 24 years old, 23 years old at the time. And we had an opportunity to serve there. I'm also then a man who served his country and his community in some pretty unique ways. Right after the 1996 election, Pete Hoekstra, who I had volunteered and known for many years, volunteered for, asked me to come work for him as his Director of Public Policy. I hesitated because I was on track to be a partner at the real estate firm I was at, but did do so. Just real quickly, I want to quote him or paraphrase him. What I did for him was be his eyes and ears. And in 2002, when I ran for the State House of Representatives, he lent me a quote back before McCain-Feingold limited what they could do and say. But he said, Bill is the person who brings the real world view of what's happening back in the district to my policy decisions in Washington, D.C. And that is what I did. I worked here in Muskegon for years. I worked up and down the coast and up and down the district. And that's really why I believe I'm uniquely qualified, having that business background, plus having that time with Congressman Hoekstra, understanding the needs of the 2nd District. Thank you.
And finally, we have Mr. Larson.
Thank you, and good evening to everybody as well. I want to thank everyone for coming out. Kind of echo a little bit about what Jay said. It invigorates, I'm sure, all of us seeing people engaged in this process. So it is worth it seeing everybody turn out. Who is Chris Larson? Besides an entrepreneur, besides a family man, and besides one that serves our country, I invite you to check out my website, Congress.com, and any questions, by all means, give me a call, and we'll talk all day long. But for my family, I'm married, I have 2 small children, and I'll tell you, on the campaign trail, some days you wake up and you say, I'm doing this why, but then my children come in and give me a hug, and that's why I do it, because I'm deeply concerned on what's happening to our country, and if we don't take corrective action now, I'm afraid we're going to leave our children in the future. For our country, I answered the call to serve our country in 1987 to 1995. I served in the U.S. Army Reserves. I answered that call again. I served on the City of Ferrisburg, City Council, and various other boards. Entrepreneur, I'm an entrepreneur. I believe in the American way of making $1. It's not an easy way. It's a fight every day. I have 10 issues that I believe that are oppressing our country. They are deficit spending, entrepreneur jobs, war, medical marijuana, Social Security, Medicare, education, China, healthcare, busing trusts, and building trusts. And I believe President Eisenhower gave us a great warning back in 1961. He said, "We cannot mortgage the material assets of our grandchildren without risking the loss also of their political and spiritual heritage." We want democracy to survive for all generations to come, not to become the insulting phantom of tomorrow. And quite frank with you, I believe tomorrow is right around the corner. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Ron Hayward. I'm the Democratic candidate for County Commissioner of District 4. I am supported and endorsed by the West Michigan Labor Union Council and the Muskegon County Democrat Party. My public qualifications are 13 years as a police officer, 8 years as a firefighter, and I am currently serving on the Eggleston Township Zoning Board of Appeals and the Parks and Recreation Committee. I'm running for County Commissioner because I feel that the people's voices are falling on deaf ears. They're not being represented. And I have set up with 2 townships, Muskegon Charter and Eggleston Township, to show up at their meetings once a month to inform them of what's going on in the government and to find out their opinions and concerns so that I can carry them back to the government and represent the people. I ask for your support on August 3rd. Vote for Ron Hayward, please. Thank you.
My name's Scott McNeil. I'm running for state representative in the 92nd District. I'm pro-God, pro-guns, pro-life, and anti-Obama. Vote for Scott McNeil to bring jobs back to the 92nd.
Hi, my name is Scott Nesbitt. I'm a registered nurse, and I'm a Democrat running for 92nd District State Representative. Won't you please help me shake things up in Lansing and end politics as usual? It's time to focus on creating jobs and get Muskegon County back to work again. Please vote for Scott Nesbitt August 3rd in the primary. Thank you.
My name's Scott McNeil. I'm running for state representative in the 92nd District. I've been endorsed by Right to Life, the Small Business Association, the Association of Builders and Contractors. Vote for Scott McNeil to bring jobs back to the 92nd.
Mr. Larson, what role should Congress have with respect to the proposed wind farm in Lake Michigan?
Very little, if any. The way I look at short answer, but it's not yes or no. Very little, if any. It's a state decision, and more importantly, a local decision. And that's pretty much how it boils down in my view. Especially when something like that is affecting a local region, it's a choice of the people in that area to really have to say so.
Representative Heisinger, you're next, and the next question is, should the federal government be funding education? Should the Department of Education be abolished? Or what is the role of the federal government in education? And you have a minute and a half maximum.
All right. Well, and you make me nervous calling you representative after heard that.
So stop saying it?
Yeah, please do. Bill is good. Yeah, I think that's actually one of the problems that we have, and it actually illustrates the point. We've got the federal government that has reached beyond the limits of what has been placed on it originally in the Constitution. The federal government should not be involved in the local public school decisions that are going on, or frankly, the private school decisions that are going on, or the homeschool decisions that are going on. That is a real problem. I do not support No Child Left Behind. I do not support Race to the Top. That isn't a view held universally up here. And because of that, are the goals laudable? Yes. Can the Department of Education have a role? Potentially, but I think it needs to be very limited, not, again, in building curriculum and all these other things and setting standards. Those should be the state, first and foremost, because that is a role within the state constitution. It very clearly dictates that that is something that is within the bailiwick of the state constitution and not the federal constitution. If there is a role for the federal Department of Education, it should be in research and developing those types of criteria terms of those types of curriculum that may be out there, but not imposing it in on locals.